Hi everyone, it's the therapist again on this channel. How are you doing today? I hope you are good. In continuation of our series, we are discussing the weaknesses of the melancholic personality today. Have you ever felt like your mind is in a constant storm of thoughts, analyzing everything, feeling deeply, but struggling to move forward? If so, you might relate to the melancholic temperament. In today's video, we are not here to criticize those traits, but to understand them. Because when you learn to work with your melancholic nature instead of fighting against it, you unlock its hidden strengths. We will explore practical strategies for overcoming the melancholic's most common struggles, not by becoming someone else, but by becoming the best version of who you already are. So, the first solution we'll be discussing today is overthinking everything. Melancholics are deep thinkers, as we all know, but this can easily spiral into overthinking. They dwell on what ifs, analyze conversations obsessively, and struggle to switch off their thoughts. So, what do? Try and set a mental time limit. That is, you allow yourself 10 to 15 minutes to think it through, then cautiously move on by doing something else, maybe by going for a walk or washing dishes. You can also practice mindfulness or journaling to dump the thoughts from your mind to paper. The second thing is perfectionism. How do you overcome being a perfectionist? Melancholics tend to feel that good is not enough. They want everything, their work, appearance, even their relationship to be flawless, which often leads to procrastination or self-doubt and burnout. The first thing you can do to solve this problem is to shift from perfect to effective. What do I mean? Define good enough by making use of Pareto principle, that is 80% rule. Identify the 20% of actions that produce 80% of the result. So you skip polishing low impact details or less time permits. You should also measure progress, not gaps. The bitter truth about perfectionism is that it kills creativity, momentum, and real growth. Number three, difficulty letting go of the past. Melancholics have excellent emotional memory, but that means past pain can linger for years. They may struggle to forgive others or even themselves. So, what do? Practice grounding techniques to stay in the present, let go of painful events, and focus on now. You can also journal or write a closure letter expressing everything you feel. You don't need to send it. Number four, tendency to withdraw. When melancholics feel misunderstood or emotionally overloaded, they often shut down instead of expressing what is wrong with them. One of the things that can be of help to them is to use simple emotional communication. What I'm trying to say is practice saying, I need a little space to think, but I care and I will reach back soon, such that you can revisit what the problem is. Building a check in habit with trusted people instead of vanishing can also be of help because those people can call you to order when you withdraw to yourself. Number five, solution to moodiness. Know and understand what your triggers are. It will help you prevent unnecessary moodiness. You can also make use of app or journal to name your emotions. Use the rule of feel it, name it, and don't feed it. This will help you identify those things that can lead to moodiness, prevent such from happening again, and letting go of such things. Number six, fear of rejection. Melancholy should understand that rejection doesn't define their worth. So reframe rejection as redirection, not failure. Learn to take small emotional risks like giving a compliment, asking for favor, or expressing an opinion. Number seven, being overly critical of self and others. Melancholics' eye for details often turn inward into harsh self-judgment or outward as unrealistic expectations of others. So learn to practice compassionate self-talk. Melancholics cherish growth so much, but you can't achieve that by blaming yourself or others. Difficulty trusting others. Start building trust through measured vulnerability. That is, choose emotionally safe, consistent people and gradually allow small disclosures. Use discernment, but challenge the belief that all vulnerability leads to harm. Journaling about trust and experiences can help process fear and notice progress. Number nine, paralysis by analysis. What do? Try and set time limits on decision making and accept that no choice is ever perfect. Practice good enough thinking alongside to aim for wisdom, not perfection. You can also make use of a decision matrix if helpful, but commit to acting once a threshold of information is reached. Number 10, guilt and self-blame. Practice self-forgiveness and affirm your humanity. No one is perfect, Writing letters of compassion to yourself and reframing the inner critic can shift emotional tone from shame to growth. Melancholics must learn that high conscience doesn't mean automatic blame. Number 11, inflexibility. Melancholics should introduce controlled flexibility. That is, choose one aspect of life to experiment with being adaptable. Also, practice surrendering control in low stakes situations and reflect on the outcome. Often, the anticipated chaos doesn't happen, and this builds resilience. Melancholics grow when they trust life more and control less. Number 12, struggles with self worth. Detach self worth from achievement or morality by recognizing intrinsic value. Engage in practices that reinforce being, not doing, like mindfulness, art, or unconditional friendships. Self affirmation can be tailored to melancholic's need for depth. For example, I am worthy because I exist, not because I perform. Melancholics must feel love for who they are, not just what they feel. Number 13, susceptible to burnout. Melancholics should establish an emotional and mental recovery rituals like daily quiet time, scheduled rest, and saying no before depletion. Also, try and recognize that rest is not laziness but maintenance. You need meaning, not just efficiency. Number 14, struggle to express emotions openly. Start expressing emotion in safe, structured ways. Journaling, therapy, or emotionally honest letter practice. Naming feelings aloud. Emotions are not threats, they are messages. So make use of art, writing, or music if verbalizing feels too raw. People should understand that melancholics often open best when given time, safety, and purpose in expression. The last point, fear of being a burden. Cultivate reciprocal relationships where giving and receiving are balanced. Start small, let someone help with a task or listen to a feeling and note their response. Challenge that narrative by asking, would I feel burdened if someone else needed support? The melancholic temperament isn't a flaw to be fixed, but a depth to be understood. Yes, it comes with challenges, overthinking, self doubt, emotional heaviness. But within those very struggles lie the seeds of strength, insight, empathy, discipline, and integrity. The key isn't to become someone you are not, but to learn how to manage your mind, protect your energy, and live from a place of purpose rather than pressure. If anything in today's video resonated with you, remember growth doesn't mean changing who you are, but becoming more fully who you were meant to be. Thanks for watching. If this helped you, consider giving this video a like. And as always, feel free to drop your thoughts or questions in the comments. I would love to hear your story. Take care and keep growing.